check. Do 3 3 roll. So oh, he hates the pill. It's the onset. It's the onset of earlier 3.3 milligrams. Yeah, no, he had it at like 10 after 1 Elfin clock chronometer. The analog there. Well, the hardwire. It's not on the satellite phone. No, it's on the oven. It's just they plug it right in. You can set it yourself, and it keeps time on its own accord. There's no connecting to the nets for any kind of changing around. That was just a little joke. So the chronometer, the analog chronometer for the hardwire. Yeah, technical terms for oven clock. So my lieutenant would have understood and like delved into it a bit. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well, that's what that is, and we'll call like these different clocks different things, and so instead of just using the basic ordinary regular shit. Well, like I said, I was learning submarines age 94 from 1994. When I was 4 years old, I was learning submarine gadgets and private tutor, and with a real life a submarinist. Been in the Navy for 40 years, and the other side of that, my other grandfather was a Federal Bureau of Investigation agent for like an entire lifelong career as well. So like 40 years in the FBI and as an agent. And I shook hands with the president's daughter and the Clinton administration. Shook hands with Bush Pierce in 2001, May 2001, all the way up until the May 2008, I think, or right, like he was 1 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah. So and so, but I don't have the personal, and there was no way for me to earn the credentials enough to have tangible documentation. This 11 years. 11 years ago, I wanted to know why I had to take these meds. I don't want these meds. Well, you have to take your meds, but why? And I'd get something like, well, if you ask why one more time, I'm going to slap you upside the head with a leather belt. Now shut the hell up and eat your damn meds and do as you're told, damn it, or else, sort of thing. And that's because the nature of my dad's work back then was similar to being he got an office in D.C., Washington D.C., outside the Pentagon, and he was lucky enough to work from home. But he was working on intercontinental ballistic missile programming defenses and things like that for cybersecurity for the United States Navy and for the United States government and things. In a time that although I couldn't understand that particular moment, I mean. Months prior, I would have said, yeah, oh no, I got accepted. I got accepted to a mission, and I was because I did 5 years of police exploring in New York City. I'm gonna go be a stand-up cop on the anti-terrorist squad in New York City. So now, and for the 8 years of the Hussein administration, it says anti-terrorism in New York City. Why would we ever have needed such a thing? There was no insurgents there. Although Bush Jr. gave that huge speech about how it might be your next door neighbor, could be the gas station man, your taxi cab might have a bomb in it, and etc. So for 8 years of the Islamic years, we were told that there would have never been a reason for an anti-terrorism squad in New York City, especially one that would call every swinging cluck in the field for all hands in city. If you pass all the courses and you've been a stand-up dude, for sure. Like you're not gonna go frag out your brother man for some kind of sandy import just because the price is right or something similar. You got to be a stand-up dude to wear the badge, and all checks and balances, dotted I's and crossed T's, no matter where you come from. So I was going to New York City for the Manhattan Relief effort for 5 years, I know. But the most they can vouch me for as far as paperwork these days is Red Cross and Boy Scouts of America. They don't have my paperwork for volunteer fire medic and police in the Tri-Town area anymore, or the county. Never mind, the hell trail of paper. There's so much in New York City, I would have graciously been overlooked if it's been stagnant for 11 years, or unless it was in some kind of freaking museum. Of course, they wouldn't have had paperwork for it. If it's not in the Tri-Town and County anymore, expired. Says, I can talk until I'm blue in the face about how I may have been shot through the head with a Kalashnikov at 400 meters from some guy in a skyscraper with a second fertilizer bomb after I just detained 5 terrorists away from the first fertilizer bomb. This says conflict New York City, USA versus MUC. There never even was such a thing. And if you were 18, you wouldn't have even been there because there's always, someone else to fill the shoes, even back in 2008, 7, 6, 5, and 4. Of course, there's always someone else to fill my shoes in 2004. There would have never been a need for me to get in the back of an ambulance and put dead body pieces back together as a 14-year-old, medic explorer with a 9-week course behind me for the $600. Got, in the Boy Scouts in a Rifle Arena's private submarine tutor, civil service, military service, prepped everything since the age of 4, and then he does a brief Grateful Dead transition into a possibly public figure or a person of riches, and then he does the normal everyday I am my SSN, doing what I'm told when I'm told to in schools, just to be a kid. So, and then it was his option to take another Grateful Dead tour transition period into military and civil service, for private schools and private funding, and that's just the way it worked. You don't want to be, like when you're 5 years old and you say I want to be a police officer when I